Thank you very much. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to talk about yourself, about your background, and of course, why you began Life Beacon. As I said, once you've got 1 minute to go, I know this is your show, but I will cut you off if you go beyond 10 minutes, Auntie Ruby. Sorry about that. All right. Just going to mute that person. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, everyone, for, again, putting your names in the chat. I appreciate it. Auntie Ruby, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Wale. Thank you so much, Wale. And you're all welcome once again to the launch of the website of Life Beacon International, which has been organized beautifully by our wonderful final year volunteer student, Michelle. Michelle, where are you? Thank you so much for the great work you've done. I'm super excited today. I don't get excited a lot, but today I'm very excited. I'm excited because this website has been a dream for the past 8 months, and seeing it come to life today really makes me happy. And this has been like a journey and a lot of hard work, incredible work by our own associate Flanny. She's put in so much to bring this to life, and I'm sure she's going to take you through it after I have spoken. So thank you so much, Flanny. So for those who don't know me, I'm Ruby Apia Campbell. I'm a wife. I'm a mother to 2 wonderful children. I'm a full-time PhD student. I'm a university teacher. I'm a research assistant working on a British Academy-funded project and a sub-warden for Cayley Hall in Loughborough University. It sounds a lot, but I do them all. So in my past life, before starting my PhD, I was a banker for 10 years, 10 good years, and I rose through the ranks to become a manager. I loved my job so much because I was supporting businesses to build their organizations to become better. I was managing affluent customers, clients, to build their net worth. So I enjoyed the relationship I had with them. But on one fateful day, when I had closed from work and I was going home, I was in my car alone and I was thinking about my life, and I was thinking about, and I was grateful for what I was. I was grateful because I loved my job. I was grateful because I had 2 children, a boy and a girl. I had a husband. I was grateful for life in general. I thought life was good. Whilst I was thinking about all of this, I realized that I could do better with my life than just all the things I was thinking about. It was at that point I realized that I could actually impact other young people to have a sustainable life, to have a fulfilled life, like I was dreaming, like I was seeing in my life, a better one than what I had. I was already passionate about the education of young people because I would do anything to make you go to school so far as you cross my path. So I was already passionate about that. But at that point, I realized that my life could do better than just working in the bank and doing all the things that I used to do. So I thought through it.
Oh, okay. So I think I made the mistake then.
I thought through it, and then before I got home, I had already decided I was going to quit the job I so much loved. Yes, I was going to quit that job. So the whole week I was thinking through it. I told my husband about it, and he supported me and we planned together for me to start this journey. I decided to enroll on a master's research program. I already had a master's in MBA, but I still chose to do another master's to get myself prepared because I had not been in academia for a while. So my head was a cake a bit. So I said, let me do another master's to prepare myself for this journey, this important journey, because I believe that getting close to getting myself in the environment to get closer to these young people would help me to understand them better, to equip me to be able to run this journey that I want to take. So I did my master's in 2017 and completed in 2017, started my PhD in 2018. When I started the PhD, I decided to take up roles that will get me more closer to the students and get to know their way of life, get to understand the way they think and what they really need, so that I know what to do to support them. So I started teaching in the business school, and I also took up the role to live with them as a subwarden. During this period, whilst I was living with them, it was when I realized that my passion to actually support young people was like increasing. Just by my interaction with them, there were many times that they behave in a way that makes me cry, and Wale would be like, Auntie Ruby, don't waste your emotions. But the way they behave made me cry. Felt like they need just one thing to turn their lives around, just one thing to make them happy as well. But I think that was what made me felt like it is time for me to start what I need to. And it was inevitable for the birth of Life Beacon in October 2020, that's last year. I was inspired to approach a few people, and I spoke to them individually, and they were extremely supportive. They believed in my vision, even though they were not the people who had seen the vision, but they believed in it. I couldn't explain the vision fully to them, but they still believed in it. And they decided to run this journey with me. And these are the associates of Life Beacon International. They've been incredibly supportive throughout this journey. We meet every 2 weeks, and they are there to make it happen. And I thank them so much for making this happen. And moving forward, we registered the organization Life Beacon as a registered organization under the Charity Commission of UK. It was registered because it was necessary. The easiest way was not to register it, because in UK you can actually go on and do your charity work and everything without registering. It's even much easier. But I thought it wise to register it because it was going to help the student as well, so that anything they do as volunteers, they could actually also put it on their CV. So it was wise for us to register. So it was registered in January. And since then, we've done 6 major projects successfully, which is all published on our website. So you can go on and see it. I'm sure Flanny would take us through a couple of them. Yes, and then currently, Life Beacon is structured in 2 main ways. It's run in 2 main ways. So we have the international focus structure, which we are currently recruiting for various positions. And we also have the university specific structure. Since Wally has not raised his hand yet, I would explain that aspect.
Actually, I have.
Oh, you have? Wow. Okay. So I will not explain. I would leave it. But we are currently recruiting the international focus structure of the university. And currently, we are also under the student union of Loughborough Uni, student union of Loughborough Uni, and students are going to promote and take part in our project as part of their action and activities for their academic year. So I think I would have to end here, and I hope that we'll be able to implement Life Beacon International Project in all universities in UK, across UK and the world. And I hope to meet all of you here or work with most of you here today in the course of time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ruby. Thank you very much. And from what you said, there was one thing that didn't really surprise me in your story, because when you said that from that time you had that thing, the vision in the car for after work, and you said, well, you had the idea that you wanted to work with young people. Since I've known Ruby, everyone, she's always been somebody who, once she wants to do something, she does it. And even when people like me say, why, she just puts her mind to it and she does it. So, so again, I'm not very surprised to see how, she's put that target into reality right now. And really, I'm really happy for that. Next up is Flanny. Flanny will be showing us to the website and showing us about the website structure and obviously people's roles in Life Beacon as well. Flanny, you've got 15 minutes. And once again, once you have 1 minute to go, I'll put my hand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Wally. Hi, everyone. I'm Flanny. One of the associates at Life Beacon. Okay, let me jump in because the website has quite a lot. Okay, I don't know. Can everybody see the website right now?
Yep, very clear.
Okay, perfect. So I think I should pretend that I'm not on the website. I'm just going to type in lifebeacon.org. That's the website in case you're not aware of it yet. Type in lifebeacon.org. It takes you to our homepage. On our homepage, you're going to have access to some of the key pages that we have on the website. So there's buttons in different spots. So the first one you're going to find is click here to see who we are. We're going to go there eventually. Click here to see our projects. And we've also added a video here, which is actually a tutorial on how to use the website.
Our story, our team, and our mission. You're gonna find this button that takes you.
So you just watch that. If how I go about it now is too fast for you, you can always have a recap of that when you watch this video, or when you share with other people. And here you can find out about the 3 main areas we operate in: education, mentoring, and our mom and child projects. You can learn more about it. And one of the key buttons here for some of the people that we're trying to reach out to is modules that we've created in order to support people who are getting ready to go to university. So I'll take you further into that. And at the bottom of every page, you have the volunteer, donate, and the connect buttons. So these take you straight to if you're trying to join us and how, which I'll talk to you about, if you're trying to donate, and also if you're trying to connect through our social media platforms. Now let's head over to who we are. Under who we are, we broke it into 2 different sections. You could go into our story, where you can find out more about our faith, our founder, and our associates. Our founder just spoke to you. Because there's a lot to cover, I'm not going to go into these pages. I'll let you go on there and discover for yourself who the associates are, but you find out about our mission. And here we kind of did, statistics on the number of people we have, the student volunteers, non-student volunteers, impacted lives. This has actually increased since the last time it was updated. So I'm excited about that. After our story, you can head over to our team. So if you're on here and you're a volunteer or you want to volunteer at some point, this is the page you come to. Here you're going to find all the different volunteering roles that we have for students and for non-students. So these are all the roles. let's say you want to open one, all you have to do is open it in a new tab and it takes you straight to the job description. So you kind of understand what your role would be when you're volunteering here. Additionally, all of our volunteering roles are for a year. So you have to understand that as well once you're joining to volunteer. Now, let's head over to what we do. What we do can be broken into the three dimensions I spoke of earlier. There's education, there's mentoring, and there's mom and child. Again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on education. So here, you find out more about our vision. We've kind of done a whole model which describes what we aim to achieve. I don't know if you were here earlier and you saw the video playing at the beginning, but the idea is that we're trying to help young people get to a sustainable life. So it starts off with underprivileged children with little welfare and lack of education, to becoming children who are sponsored in education and welfare through some of the activities we do. And then these children grow into adults with sustainable lives through university tips. That is part of the vision. And the long-term vision is that these adults become sustainable enough to also facilitate other communities and other children, and kind of just spread this this feature of having a sustainable life. Now, in education, you can find out a bit more about how we implement everything. So how we've
Flania, are you still there? While we wait for Flania to just come back, I just want to comment on the chat for a bit. I can see that we have people from around the world, from New York, Loughborough, Swindon, Sheffield, even Ghana as well. So what we've done is, if you've just joined us in the meantime, we're asking everyone to just put in the chat your name, where you are based right now, and how you heard about today's event, just so that we can all get familiar with ourselves in the chat, just for us to realize who is who and know how far today's events has reached. We'll wait for Flania to come back. And this is one of the downsides of online events. It's never an online event without a tech issue. So I'm sure we're all expecting this at some point. Hopefully this is the last of it for today. But in the meantime, yeah, so just put in the chat if you haven't already, and you go through the chat as well, see where everybody's from. It's good to see a range and diversity of names and people from around the world. And of course, if afterwards, feel free to network with people beyond today's events. If someone that said something that you think you want to follow up on, you can always check for their names on LinkedIn, social media, and get across to them. That's the beauty about it. Flania, are you back by any chance? I'm sure Flania is still having some internet issues. Okay, what I would do is I'll give Flania 1 more minute, and if she doesn't come back, I will try and move us on to the next event. It's totally fine. Internet issues happen, but the good thing is we can always be flexible about it. So for everyone who just joined after I started this program, my name is Wale, and I'm moderating. So I'm not a strange face interrupting this event. I'm actually legit here. Just to be on the record. So since Flania is not here, let me invite our next speaker, and we can catch up with Flania afterwards. So next speaker is Dr. Karen Blay. And Karen, the Honorable Karen, the Honorable Karen has to be said 3 times for the impact to actually reach. Karen is going to talk to us about how LifePeak International can be useful for everyone from a very academic perspective, and also just from my experiences as an academic as well. Karen, the floor is yours. So Karen, you have 5 minutes, and once you have 1 minute to go, I'll raise my hand up so you are aware of the time. Thank you.
Okay, Flania's back, good timing, but I'll take over and then I'll hand over back to her. So hello everyone, my name is Karen Blay. I'm a lecturer at Loughborough University in the School of Architecture, Building and Civil Engineering. So I've got 5 minutes, I'll go straight to the point. In terms of why I reckon, or I think LBI. I'll just say that for Life Weekend and also to save me time in my 5 minutes. Why LBI is an excellent resource. So Flani was going to take us through the website in terms of the resources that are available from an academic perspective, i.e. some of the blogs that are available, educational related, blogs that help in terms of revision, blogs that help in terms of planning for learning, and also the mentoring opportunity that is available in LBI. From an international student's perspective, whenever you travel to, you start a new program in a new university, the first thing you experience is a culture shock. Aside even trying to get your head around the discipline or whatever industry that you're getting yourself into. And it's not easy to adapt to an environment where you don't know people, you're not adapted. So adapting to the culture is the first critical hurdle you have to overcome before you even think about understanding the language, understanding the course. So Life Weekend provides an avenue for you to have mentors, i.e. people who already who have adapted to the culture, wherever the country may be. As you can see, we are very multinational here, multidisciplinary. So it's an opportunity for you to learn from the different cultures, learn to adapt when you move into a new environment. And I'm speaking from an academic perspective because I've seen students who are international, but it takes them about 3-4 months to adapt before they can even get on board to the program that they're learning. But if you're able to shorten that time, you can then spend the rest of your time catching up with the program. The other main benefit, the avenue for Life Weekend is the social skills that you acquire. It doesn't matter where you're in a computer science, you're in engineering, social science, social skills is very important. And Life Weekend is an avenue where we support the community through volunteering activities, be it educational and non-educational. So you get to work with a network of teams. And the most important thing here is the network that we are forming is different from the network you might be used to in your day-to-day life, because you meet people from, as I said, multidisciplinary team, which you may not necessarily have interacted with. And you also meet multinational team, i.e. people from different countries, people from different cultures, you learn from them. So if you form a team, work with people from these different groups, what happens is that you realize that your social skills, even how to treat people, how to be inclusive, learn about inclusive languages, learn about how to understand people, how to empathize with people. So these are the benefits of the soft skills that you can acquire if you decide to volunteer within for Life Weekend or this charity specifically. And also, not just about networking, one of the key things in terms of social skills is it helps you to stand out. I know most of us here are at uni, we came to study a particular program, but what will make you stand out from the rest of your colleagues, even during your program, during your internship or after the program? And I believe that the volunteering opportunities, as Ruby mentioned, the action projects that are available, once you're involved, once you explore these opportunities, you'll be able to develop these skills moving forward for your career, and not just for your career growth, but also for promotion even during your career. And I think I've mentioned most of the points I want to make, but it's very important here. The opportunity here is the multidisciplinary and then the multinational team that are available. 5 minutes is minimal. And as I see, Wally's hand is up for me to maximize or say all the benefits that are available. But I recommend that we all visit the website and make use of it. Let's maximize this opportunity and let's build our soft skills in addition to learning from different cultures. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much, Karen. That was very, very good. I mean, I can't stress enough the importance of being in an environment that you're exposed to people from different backgrounds. It's often underrated, but it's a very useful skill that stays in you, because you learn about different cultures, different ways to interact, different ideas, and all that makes you do is it builds you up into a more complete human being. And so I love that you actually stressed that. Thank you very much. Flani, I think you are back with us now, back from the shackles of IT. Am I correct?
I am the shackles of IT and African internet.
All right, awesome. Let you kick off. I'll give you 7 minutes. Sorry, 6 minutes, actually. I'm stingy in my time. Flani?
Wow, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. All right, just a second. Okay. So I believe I had just pressed my bad, I'm getting some feedback. Okay. I believe that I was at the Get Ready for University button. So I pressed it, and this is the page it basically brings you to. This is where people can have access to these different modules which we've put on there. They can get help or tips, videos, content, anything that can help them prepare for university. Just to get an example, if they go on to writing skills, they'll hear more about developing their writing skills before going to university, and then they can see the sub-modules under that. They have different activities. It gives them the steps, and then they can head over to the other activities or go to the other modules. At the bottom of these pages, you can also hear directly from some of our student volunteers. You may have already heard this since you've come on, but we've recently had a student tip blog project where we had home students write blogs giving top tips on coming to university. And we also had international students write blogs on basic tips about coming to university. So this is also right here available for anyone who is preparing to go to university. Now, under what we do, you can also have access to the what we have done page. This page just highlights all the other projects which Ruby mentioned earlier. Here we basically have just done galleries for each of the projects where you can find out more about them. You can see the pictures, and you can also find out how you can also contribute or help if you want. After the what we do page, you can come onto the join us page where you can choose to join us either as a volunteer, or you could choose to sponsor some of the projects that we have, like the mom and child projects. Again, like I mentioned, because of time, I couldn't go onto those pages. So please make time to go onto those pages to find out exactly what we do with regards to those projects. The volunteer button will just take you right back to the page I showed you earlier on how you can become a volunteer and apply for it. Finally, the blog. This just takes you, this was the page, if you've been following us for the past couple of months, this is the page that you probably would have had access to because the website was under construction, but it's launched. So now you can go to the blog by choice and read all previous blogs that we have. Please do engage, leave comments, share it with your friends. And obviously, if you feel like you could also contribute or volunteer in this way, contact us. At the bottom of every page, there's a contact us button, which gives you access to our email where you can send us emails, or you could also go with depending on what you prefer, you could contact us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and perhaps the person who invited you here. So this is just a quick run through of the website, but the main thing is I hope you do go on there. I hope you do apply to become a volunteer. I hope you do join us and you do share it and buy into this vision with us. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Flani. I feel like you beat me to my hand being raised. So thank you for that, and thank you for the very comprehensive tour of the website. I really like the website layout, and I'm actually curious. Ruby and Flani, the color orange typically symbolizes energy, enthusiasm, and youth. Was that a deliberate choice to pick orange, or was that a coincidence?
I think I'll give this one to Ruby.
It was a deliberate choice.
Awesome.
A well thought and inspired choice.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. I promise you all, that wasn't scripted. I really just thought about that right now. So it's good to hear that from everyone. Just so that I'm sure we're all still here, because I know these online meetings can be a bit one to many, and not everyone's saying everything. Can everyone just go off mute and say, yes, I'm here. Yes, Wale. Yes, something. Everyone, please, for like 3 seconds.
We're here.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
here.
we're here.
Yes, we're here.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, energy. I like that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So next up is
Yes,
Dr.
I'm here. Good to see you, Wale.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm glad we're all here. That's good. Next up is Dr. Kingsley Van der Poy, and he's from all the way in the USA, so many miles across the Atlantic, and he's going to be talking about mentoring. And of course, he himself, he has a charity that supports young people as well. So Dr. Kingsley Van der Poy, the floor is yours.
Well, I think he's off. He was on it. I think he's off now. So if we can move to the next person, whilst he comes back on.
Okay, that's fine. So next person is Caitlin. Caitlin, sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm sure you're ready for this anyway. And so Caitlin's going to talk about her experience so far, and how Life Beacon has been useful to her. And Caitlin, I'm not sure where you're based, Caitlin, so I'm guessing you start with that by telling us about yourself and where you're based. Caitlin, are you here with us?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. So if you don't know me, my name is Caitlin. I'm a second year at Loughborough University, and I'm also the Welfare and Diversity Student Involvement Officer for the Politics Department. So if you see me around campus, when I'm on campus next year, don't forget to say hi. So I did some volunteering with Life Beacon this year. I was part of the blog, and I did an interview with Life Beacon as well, which is on their YouTube channel for Going to University. I found that really, really enjoyable and really impactful, because I got a lot of comments from the wider student community saying how it was really useful for them, and even people outside of the Loughborough student community, people who haven't joined university yet, and even people in other unis said that it was a really useful video for them, and how they'd considered a few things of all the speakers had mentioned through their videos. So it was really useful. And again, with the blog, for people who didn't see the video, they thought it made a real tangible impact, and that made me really happy. So I was quite happy with that. So yeah, I quite like working with Life Beacon because they're really nice, and I got quite a lot of direction from Isivi, who is the person that informed me about Life Beacon, and also Ruby as well. Ruby is very lovely and is always making sure that, if I need anything, I can always WhatsApp them. So thank you to both of them. I'm usually quite lost. So yeah, obviously because of COVID, we haven't had much in-person interaction, and especially because just from my personal experiences, I've been on remote study. So it's really been quite difficult for virtual learning. However, as restrictions ease, we're hoping that we can all kind of do a bit more in-person activities on campus. And I'm hoping to work with Life Beacon a bit more in third year as much as I can, because I know it's going to be a stressy time and whatnot. But, as hopefully as we return to pre-normality, we'll be able to reach out to our Life Beacon a bit more. And also, I don't mean to do a shameless plug, but I kind of have to. As part of Welfare and Diversity Week, we're actually doing an event with Life Beacon. We're doing a quiz, and there'll be a raffle. So everybody, please come. It'll be really fun. I promise. There's prizes involved. So yeah, that's Wednesday the 26th. But yeah, it's really lovely, and I found it really impactful, and the growth as a person was really nice, and I think it's kind of set me on my direction on where I needed to go as well. So I know that this is a bit short, but I really like working with Life Beacon. You're all very lovely people, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Caitlin, thanks so much. Thank you so much. You know what? Yeah, I came here thinking that I'll raise my hand and tell everybody that time is up every time, but everyone is actually sticking to time, which is amazing. So I don't want to say I feel let down that you guys are sticking to time, but again, thank you very much for doing that. Caitlin, and thanks for sharing your experiences. And as she said, if you see her on campus, give her a shout, and hopefully next year things get back to a bit of normality and we can have more in-person events, as Caitlin said. Caitlin, thanks again so much. Next up is Audacia. Now, Audacia, apologies if I've not said the name correctly. I actually asked Ruby to actually share how to pronounce your name specifically, so I hope I got it correctly. And Audacia is a medical student from Ukraine, which is just across the pond from over here. And she's just going to, actually, I'm not sure if it's a she or a he. So I'll just say they. There's somebody who volunteered. Sorry? Oh, right. In my head, I thought Odesha was apologies.
No problem.
But yeah, since you're already here, I'm just gonna give you the floor and share with us your experiences. And I think you as well, you've got 5 minutes. So as I said before, once you have 1 minute to go, I'll raise my hand so you are aware of the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Odeshi. I'm a third course medical student in the Ukraine, and I spoke to Auntie Ruby recently. And personally, let me say this: Auntie Ruby has been a personal life beacon to me because coming to Ukraine, she catered for my flight's fare here. So that's a personal life beacon to me. So she was telling me about volunteer, and I decided to volunteer. I did some research before coming here, and I realized that there are 100 beacons in the UK, but not everyone is a personal beacon. I mean, like an actual beacon as in the light. But we also need to have personal beacons in our life to show us the way personally, because we can understand that in our careers and whatever we are studying is going through like a constant change. Everything is actually going through constant change. Whatever you learned in medical school 20 years ago is not the same thing you are learning now. So you need someone to actually tell you that, okay, you're entering into medical school, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. And you should also understand that nowadays, the average person after the university is more like a free agent, more than actually what they came to do with their careers. So you need to have friends in those areas to help guide wherever you're going. And you could know that you can't impact everybody, but you can impact one life, who impact many others. So that's what volunteering is about. That's why I decided to volunteer, because I know that I can't help everyone, but the one person I can help to teach the way, to teach the path, who will do this. Medicine is about this, medicine is about that, medicine is about this. It could help the person go a long way. And secondly, to life beacon provide the chance for you to network. There are 3 types of friends we meet in our lives. There are friends which we meet through circumstances. There are friends which we meet through our careers, and we are friends which we meet through our status in life. And for career friends, we always need career friends, because everything in the world keeps changing, everything in the world keeps evolving, and you need someone to keep you on your toes. So I think life beacon provides the best to have the marriage of both worlds, someone mentoring and also having the networking for the future. So thank you so much. That's my short talk about that.
Adesha, thank you so much for that. I think even in that short talk, you made a very, very good point when you mentioned that one person is enough to change one person's life, and that can have a ripple effect. And I actually believe that, because in the end, many of us, sometimes where you think, oh well, who am I to make a difference, or who am I to make any difference in the world? But actually, if you look at your life, you have people who either are next to you, whose your actions would impact, right? So in the end, we're all nodes that affect other nodes, right? And as you said, even though we think that, oh well, what can I do? Who can I help? There's always somebody you can help, and that person you help, you never know the extent to which your help, is magnanimous in their life. Magnanimous is actually a real word. I'm not sure if I made that up. Apologies, magnanimous, but I think it's a real word. I'll cross-check that after we're done today. But yeah, thanks so much, Odesha. Thank you for that. I was wondering, is Dr. Kingsley Van de Poy here now? Do we know? Okay, well, if he's not, what I'll say is we're actually like ahead of time, which is great, because everyone actually was on time, right? Which is fantastic. So I think we can all squash the African timing myth in today's events, all right? And when we hear it again, we can say that doesn't exist anymore. All right, Flanny, I see your hand up. Great. And Ruby, do you want to do a vote of thanks now, and then after you finish, we can then do like an ad hoc presentation afterwards for anyone who wants to add anything afterwards? Is that okay?
No, I think we can. If anybody wants to ask a question after we've done, like, I think if people want to ask a question, they can do that. You can do that for probably 5 minutes before I do the vote of thanks. If that's
okay. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So everyone, I'm putting you on the spot right now. And if you've got a question, please raise your hand on Teams and just ask away, or put in the chat as well. But preferably raise your hand so that I'm sure that I see it and we can put you on the on the floor. Any questions? So questions about how to join, how to get involved, anyone's story, some more insight about life peaking, anything at all. Any questions from anyone?
Okay, so whilst we wait for people to raise their hands, okay, Adiola has raised his hand. So,
all right, awesome. We have some hands raised. Let's see. Who is the hand? Adiola. Sorry, go please. Yeah, I couldn't see that.
Okay. I don't know which Adiola.
Adiola Gbadamosi, I believe.
Is it mine?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, good day, everyone. My name is Adiola. Yeah, I'm Ruby's friend from US. The question I want to ask is, how do you create awareness? Is it just in England, Ghana, Nigeria, or I don't know? How do you create awareness? Thank you.
Thanks so much, Adiola. That's a very good question that I'm not going to answer. I will leave that to Honorable Ruby. Ruby.
Okay, thank you, Adiola. As I mentioned earlier, before you joined, Life Beacon is an international organization, and we are preparing to do everything international. So I didn't get the opportunity to talk about the structure. So I don't know if I can talk about the structure now. Wally, can I go ahead?
Creating awareness.
Yes, I'll talk. I'm going to talk about it.
Go for it. Go, you have some time.
I mentioned that we have the international in the international structure, focus structure, and the university specific structure. So in terms of the university specific structure, I mentioned that Life Beacon is now an organization under the Student Union of Loughborough Uni, and the student would promote or participate in every project that we do by going to the secondary schools in the UK or any university, any secondary school across, and talk to students, secondary school children, and talk to them about what university is all about. We want them to create that awareness and to get them to also get interested in going to university. And this model is something that we want to implement in other universities. So the plan is not to implement it in only Loughborough University. Loughborough University is going to be like the first thing, but the plan is to take it to all over the world, to implement the same thing in every university. And that is why we have the international focused structure. The international focused structure, in the meantime, whilst we get the project to all university, the international structure is to get volunteers, course-based volunteers all over the world to be able to support students across. So for instance, like Odishia mentioned, he's in Ukraine, he's in a medical school. Somebody wants to go to medical school, he's trying to decide, he or she is trying to decide, Odishia we can put him through Odishia. Odishia would be able to encourage and actually give him information that he needs to be able to get admission in Ukraine. So that is the international bit we are talking about, and that is how we are going to get there. But in the meantime, we are just going to do that, and hopefully we'll be able to implement that structure in every university. I don't know if I answered your question correctly, Adiola.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Adiola, for the question. Very good question. And I guess just to add to your point, Ruby, I mean, I think, you know, what Loughborough or this place serves for you as well is your pilot project, right? So this is where you can learn the lessons that such a project, you know, the lessons and mistakes that can happen. And then as you go across the world and across, you know, England, you're already implementing and preventing those things from happening across the world. So I guess this is also a good way to start small and see how you can navigate those issues that you haven't seen yet, you know, in developing such a project, right? So I guess that's another point to make. Michelle, Mimi, I think I saw your hand up earlier. Do did you have a question? Sorry.
Okay, yes, sorry. I was going to ask for the people that didn't really know how exactly they could register to volunteer and help out in our society.
Awesome, thanks for that. Flanny, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, in case anybody missed it, on the website, okay, should I reshare it? Okay.
Yes, just go for it. Go for it quickly, please.
Okay. Okay, on the website, all you need to do is go to who we are and go onto our team. And there you're going to find out more about the different roles that we have. So we have a public engagement executive, peer mentoring executive, outreach executive, faith-based advisor, course-based peer mentor coordinators, course-based peer mentor, entrepreneur mentor coordinator, career-based mentor coordinator, social media management officer, photography and management officer. Please, if you're into photography and video management, please apply. And website management officer. So basically this is where you come and apply. And in the application, there's a bit at the very end where you can write where you're from. If none of the roles fit into something you're interested in,
I think we're losing Flanny again. Ruby, just want to do.
Okay, I'll take it then. So when you get there, you click on find out about roles. So when you click on it, you get to read about the role and what it entails. If you're interested, there's a link, you apply, you click on that link as well. And then you fill in the form, your details, like your name, your email address, so that we can contact you and have a chat with you. And then you can take up any volunteer role. In case you want to volunteer, but you are not sure of any of these roles, you can also go on the page, complete the form, and just indicate at the end that you are not sure, and we'll still contact you. And probably through our conversation, we'll be able to tell what you are more interested in, and then you can do that as well.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing basically is there's something for everybody, right? So regardless of what you want to do, even if it's not listed on the website, we can make that, we can convert that into something, a good output, for Life Begins. So again, always reach out, and feel free to reach out and let us know what your ideas are, and we can find a way to implement that, right? It's always good to have all the ideas and implement that where possible. Any other questions from the audience, the house, the beautiful people on my screen? Anyone? One more question before we move on to the vote of thanks. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'm seeing it as, we've all done, well, not we, because I wasn't speaking, but the presenters have done a very great job. So again, thank you all presenters, for, the talks, the messages, and of course, the impact on today's event. Ruby, did you want to go through the vote of thanks now?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wally. I think you've made our event very exciting and kept us here. So thank you so much for volunteering to be the MC for the event. In fact, Life Making is all about volunteering. So everybody here is volunteering. So Wally volunteered to be the MC for the event, and thank you so much. I want to thank Michelle again. I call her Mimi. Thank you, Michelle, for putting this together. It's a beautiful event, and I believe everybody can attest to it. Thank you for volunteering as well to organize this event for us. I want to take the opportunity to also thank the associates, all the associates, for believing in the dream, in the vision, and working hard to make it come to pass. Thank you so very much, and for your continuous support. I couldn't do this without the associates. Trust me, it's a lot of work. I always tell Wally, my PhD is on hold. I'm waiting for the day that I'll be called. But thank you so much for all the effort. I want to thank my husband for his great support. He's been very, very supportive. Sometimes when I'm down because things are not going the way I want it to go, I call him and I cry small and I get encouraged and I move on. So I really thank him for his support. I want to thank Dr. Karen Blay for her support as a lecturer and for guiding us through this whole process. She's been a great support to us as Life Beacon as well. And to all our presenters, Caitlin, thank you for coming to talk. And Odisha, thank you for coming to talk. Dr. Kingsley is not here. He's gone off. I don't know whether it's internet or I don't know what happened, but I still thank him for accepting to be here. He came on very early, but I don't know what happened, but he's off. So I still say thank you to him. And to most of the people here, I remember I sent you the link when it was not yet published to give us feedback. And you actually took time to go through it. I want to thank a good friend called Guy T. He's in California. I want to thank Esther. She took her time to go through it and even sent it to another person to go through it, to give us feedback. AB in Ghana, a couple of people, if I've not mentioned the name, that's Soche, they actually took their time to go through it to give feedback. And so the website, there's a lot of content on it and it has taken so long, but we have received, people have actually gone through it to give us feedback. As you go through it, if you have feedback, we are always open to receive your feedback and to bring in your ideas. Life Beacon is not just about it, it's about everybody. It's supposed to help everybody. You volunteer and you're able to learn and to improve yourself as an individual. You get the support, the people support, like Odysseus said. And you get to put it on your CV, not just putting it on your CV, but you feeling fulfilled that you've actually helped somebody. You go to a secondary school and you're able to just say a word to somebody and the person decides that I want to go to university. You've actually turned the life of the person, because the person could just go wayward and that would be end. But the fact that you go to a school just by your words, you are able to turn the person's destiny around, and it affects his family, his life affects his community, and it affects the whole world. That is having a sustainable life. That is what we are trying to achieve. That is what we are trying to get every young person to achieve a sustainable life, to have a fulfilled life. So joining Life Beacon and being a volunteer for Life Beacon is not just about putting it on your CV, but being able to turn one person's life around. Somebody who might go wayward, somebody who might decide that I don't want to go to uni again. I've heard so many stories, I don't want the stress. There are so many people who come to uni and they don't know what to expect, and they come and they get confused because they were not expecting that, and then they get stressed, they get depressed, they get mental health issues, and then they have to quit. As a subwarden, I have seen people quitting just in their first semester because they were not expecting that level of learning. Going to secondary schools and getting them to just have that information can actually do a lot to the world, not just that person alone. Apart from the education aspect, we also support mom and child. We believe that supporting a baby, giving something to a child when she's born or he's born, the mother actually feels so privileged that I have a baby and a stranger just gave this baby a gift. That alone makes the child so special to the mother. The mother feels that this child is a lucky child to have a gift. That is why we do mom and child. Somebody will be wondering, why mom and child and education? But it's just to make the mothers love their children, to give them the necessary support, to give them the love that they need so that they can grow to the level where we can come in and help the child to get to the next level. because when they are babies, we can't do that. So we are using the mothers to be able to get the children to a place where we can actually support the children. And in terms of the mentoring, there are various mentoring programs. We have one-on-one mentoring programs. We have one-time mentoring. We have long-term mentoring. We have course-based mentoring. We have career-based mentoring. We have entrepreneur. So those who want to be entrepreneurs, we have entrepreneurial mentoring as well. And we don't want to just look at people who wants to. It's good to go to uni. I believe that even if you want to just sew, it is also good to go to school, because the moment you go to school, it makes your outlook so different. You just want to sew, but the fact that you've gone to university or you've gone to higher education, the way you would even think about your business is totally different. So that is why we have the entrepreneur mentors as well, to encourage you to still move on and do your own business if you want to. So I believe that we could impact the world. If we put our heads together, we could impact young people and the next generation to become better. We are fortunate and we are blessed to be in university. We need to also be able to help others to get to that level. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for staying until the last minute. Thank you so much. And I hope to meet you all again and work with you in any way or any form. And your ideas are welcome, because it's a new organization. We are putting structures in place. So when you join, it is not rigid. Your ideas are always welcome. Thank you very much, Wale.
Thank you very much, Ruby. Thank you very much for that closing monologue. I really appreciate it. So that brings us to a close. Again, as Ruby said, thanks everyone for joining today. We've had over 50 people plus. That's been incredible. Thank you so much. We're 1 minute beyond time. Just want to say, please don't forget to follow Life Beacon on socials, on Instagram, Facebook, etc. Just search Life Beacon International and you find it. I wish everybody a good evening. Thank you so much for being here, and everyone take care and stay safe.